Kija, business consultant with Tatwik, and he will take us through most of this webinar. We apologize if a duration of an hour was specified in the invitation email you received for this webinar. This webinar will last 30 minutes. Few things to check before we start the webinar. Please check that your mic is muted in GoToWebinar and you can hear us properly. Make sure that you are able to view our PPT that is being shared with you. Please note that after the webinar, we will be sharing with you the slides and the recording of this webinar for your reference. At the end of the webinar, there will be a questions and answers round where you can ask questions to our speaker. You can ask these questions during the webinar through the chat window. We will answer the first 5 questions asked by our viewers due to time constraint. But all the questions would be answered via email once the webinar is over. Once the webinar is over, you will be directed to a feedback survey for the webinar. Feel free to give your valuable feedback to help us improve our upcoming webinars. Furthermore, please don't forget to use the hashtag TatwikWebinar if you want to tweet any info about our webinars. So let's begin. On today's agenda, we'll be talking about, first, the background or the common issues based on which this tool has been developed, followed by the explanation of the concept of the anomaly detection system and what method it uses to solve the issues. And finally, we'll be dealing with a great overview of its features, its process in terms of how it works, providing a live example. So, Rakesh, can you please walk us through the first step concerning the background and the common issues that make this system so useful?
Sure, Sarim. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being present today for this webinar. So, before we talk about what is ADS and how this system could be beneficial to you, I would assume that at some point of time, or frequently as the case may be, we all face challenges of data overload. And we feel overwhelmed with more and more of the reports that are coming in Webanalytics tools today. While logging to Webanalytics tool, we often feel confused about where to start and see what is important unless we are clear about the business questions that we need answers for. We also feel confused about which areas to focus first at some times. And it becomes difficult at times to relate multiple factors or segments that affect the change for the KPI in question. So these issues may cloud our eyes and sometimes lead to a phase called analysis paralysis, where we end up over-analyzing the data with an expectation of finding valuable insights. So if you have ever gone through all these issues, then ADS, Anomaly Detection System, is at your rescue.
Great. So the reason behind the development of the anomaly detection system seems pretty clear now. But can you please describe a bit in depth the anomaly detection system and how it works?
Sure, Sarim. ADS, or the name of this ADS is Anomaly Detection System. It is actually an intuitive change detection mechanism which tracks the deviation in critical KPIs of your e-commerce store for a given time frame. Additionally, it helps you identify the factors or segments that affect the performance of these KPIs. In fact, it works as a filter mechanism and as an insulator. Let me show you how. So this is mind of a web analyst or a digital marketer that tries to cope up with different areas at a time with a single objective, and that is provide insights that can bring value to the business. Now ADS system, it works as a filter by providing different features, that is dimensions of the segments side by side in a single screen. So it shows dimensions or segments or factors that affect the change of the KPIs. It shows these things side by side in a single screen, and hence it solves the problem of where to start. Again, it highlights the affected areas or dimensions and helps you decide which areas to focus. Moreover, it helps you connect multiple dimensions of data and solves the problem of correlation.
This makes sense, but just to make sure we all get the most out of this explanation, can you tell us a bit more about its features, its process in terms of how it works, of course with the help of a live example?
Sure. ADS is inspired from Google Analytics Intelligent Alerts, and in first version we have created this tool based on GA data. Here we have added 3 layers to it. One is the layer of presentation, second is the layer of performance, and third is the layer of flexibility and portability. If you talk about the presentation layer, then it gives single screen intuitive solution where you can see all the information in a single screen side by side. It gives you bird's eye view of performing and non-performing areas, so you can quickly see the affected areas in a single snapshot. On the performance side, this system is 100% JavaScript based solution, and it shows the data on the fly, and we do not store any data. All you need to do is just finish 3-step process and see the anomalies on the fly in few seconds. Also, it arranges the performing and non-performing areas in form of a summary, which is bucketed under acquisition, engagement, and conversion area. Moreover, it enables you to use pre-built e-commerce based advanced segments. This feature is under development, and we are going to release this feature very soon. Coming to flexibility and portability side, you can select any time frame to compare the data. You can compare the data at absolute and based on past trends as well, and you can export the anomaly diagram that I'm about to show you in form of a PDF. Coming to process part, it is a simple 3-step process where in the first step you authorize Google Analytics account. In the second step you select an e-commerce profile, and in this third step you select a reporting time frame. So let us see how this system actually works, and let us dive in action. So here I'm in the welcome screen of anomaly detection, and I will click on authorize Google Analytics account. I'll punch in details. I'll click on accept. Now I'll select on a profile that we want to analyze the data of, and I'll click on start. Now you can see a screen has come where you can compare 2 reporting time periods. Here you can see you can compare the current period versus previous period, or you can compare the data based on past trends. For the purpose of this webinar, we will take the first one. So let us compare data from 1st of August till 7th of August, and we want to compare this data with the previous week, which is 25th of July till 31st of July. And I will click on show anomaly button. Here we are fetching the data from the Google Analytics API, so let us wait for a few seconds till the data is getting loaded. Wow. Our first KPI, e-commerce KPI, which is conversion rate, is here, right here in front of our eyes. And as you can see, the red color, there is decline of 25% in the conversion rate for the period which is from 1st of August to 7th of August, and compared with 25th of July to 31st of July. So for this time frame, the conversion rate has decreased by 25%, and the associated factors of this conversion rate, which are transaction and visits, these also have declined by a certain percentage. So let us see things in details. I will click on this, the node of conversion rate, and here you can see the responsible factors for this derived KPI, which are transactions and visits. So let us click on transactions to see its significance. Okay, so this is the anomaly diagram that you can see. In this case, there is 33% decrease in transactions from multiple angles or dimensions at a single place. So you can see 33% transaction node, and you can see responsible factors or dimensions or segments, whatever name you can use, in a single screen, side by side. Let us see each dimension one by one. Let us start with the R dimension. Here we can see 4 different circles. Each circle is having a red color, which shows there is negative growth, which has been contributed to overall decrease in transactions. You can see that there are these 4 circles represent different time frame. The midnight shows R from 0 to 6 a.m. Morning hour shows 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. The noon node, it shows time from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. And the evening node, it shows time from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Here, as you can see, the noon circle has a darker shade of red color, and the color intensity in this solution shows the degree of contribution. So darker the shade, more is the percentage contribution, positive or negative. So in this case, we can infer that the noon-based transaction, that means these noon-based transactions have taken a hit for compared time frame, which is this. So noon-based transactions have taken a hit for compared time frame, and out of 33% decrease in transaction, 1/3 decrease in transaction can be attributed to transactions that occur in the noon period, that is from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Whereas midnight and morning time frames, they have taken a moderate hit, and evening time frame has made decent effort in maintaining the transaction figures while we compare it with the previous time frame. When we sum up the individual contributions, it leads to total 33% decrease in transactions. Let us move to second node, which is of country. Here you can see nodes with red color, nodes with green color. Red color shows the countries that have contributed negative growth in the transactions, whereas green color nodes shows the countries that have contributed positive growth in the transaction figures for compared time frame. Maximum decrease in transaction has come from US followed by UK, whereas maximum growth has come from Canada followed by India. A very beautiful feature that I wanted to share with you is you can see details of contribution from country level to city level. Here you can see the 16% decrease in transaction in case of US can be contributed to New York at the max, followed by Lilburn. You may be surprised, you may be wondering what the other node is representing. So when the change in the contribution is between 0 to 1%, it will be clubbed under other node. So in this case, all the cities where contribution change is between 0 to 1%, they are clubbed under other node since they are of relatively less significance to us. So let's move to medium dimension here. I will click on medium node. Here, maximum drop in transactions has come from organic, which is 70%, followed by direct medium, which is 12%. If we move to visitor type, let us see visitor type, how this has performed. The returning visitor segment has suffered the most. And if you see, maximum transaction decrease has come from second, third, and fourth visit. Fifth visit onwards, the contribution is very less, and hence those are put under the other node. So we will not focus on this node. But yes, the second, third, and fourth visits are of important to us. Let us see on the device side what has happened. On the device side, desktop or laptop based transactions have reduced considerably, which is 27%. So these nodes, device type, R, country, medium, and visitor type, these are all summed up in the acquisition area. What is the type of visitor, from where they are coming, the device type, at what time they are coming, when I say where they are coming, from which country or from which geolocation they are coming, from which channel of traffic they are coming. So these all nodes represent the acquisition segment. On the engagement front, let us see what has happened. So in the engagement side, I'll open up two nodes, the visit length and the page depth. Let us take the page depth. In these sessions where maximum pages, more than 20 plus, in the sessions where maximum pages are consumed, those sessions have performed the worst, and they contribute maximum to decrease in transactions. Though the transactions based on 5 to 10 pages and 15 to 12 pages have tried to improve the overall transactions, but the contribution is not significant. On the visit length side, sessions where visitors have spent more than 10 minutes, they have been able to convert much lesser. So they actually contribute to more decrease in the transactions. So this was on the engagement side. On the conversion side, let me explore the node which is days to transaction and visits to transaction. If you see in days to transaction, there is 23% decrease in transaction that has happened on the same day, and 7% decrease in transaction has happened after more than 3 days. If we look at the visit to transaction, visitors who are new do not convert much for this compared time frame, and visitors who are very familiar with the website and they have come on the website for the 4th time for this time frame, they also haven't converted much. So thus you can try to connect the dots by looking at, let's see, the page depth, 20 plus pages, visit length, where session is more than 10 minutes, visit to transaction, which is first visit, and days to transaction, which is the same day. So you can connect these dots by seeing the highly affected areas that belong to different nodes of engagement and conversion. As an example, you may want to see their medium or source combination and landing page or exit page patterns after logging into Google Analytics. So in a similar way, we can open up the rest of the nodes, which is product category and product SKU. So this seems like a tree structure. Here you can see it seems like a tree structure in the sense where transactions represent the trunk of the tree. You are looking at the cross section of the trunk here. So transaction represents the trunk of the tree. From here, different branches lead to different dimensions or segment nodes, and from there different tweaks lead you to different value nodes. So this is one way of looking at things. Additional perspective that I wanted to share with you, it gives you bird's eye view and helps you decide where to start, since it gives you all the areas which are affected for this decrease. So it gives you bird's eye view and helps you decide where to start and which areas to focus for deep diving in your tool. In a way, this answers issues first and second of where to start and which areas to focus. The third issue that we talked about will be solved by using the pre-built e-commerce advanced segments, like looking at the conversion rate of sessions where visitors are loyal customers and belong to New York City, for an example. So the third issue was the issue of correlation, if you remember, how to identify different variables that affect the change. So we have given a facility of using the pre-built e-commerce advanced segments where you can use any metric dimension combination and see its effect. So if I try to go back and if I want to summarize, let me quickly go through the screen. So essentially this tool helps you identify where to start, which areas to focus, and how to see correlation. And hence it works as the insulator. It works as an insulator and safeguards your interest of reaching to insights by saving your time and helping you focus more on the concerned areas. In fact, it works as a starting milestone in your analysis journey. Now, there are additional things that I wanted to share with you, and one of the most important feature that I wanted to talk about before we move to question and answer session is the summary part. So there are little tiny icons that you can see on the left hand side. They contain some value, and one of the important feature is the summary part. Just click on summary, and in few seconds you can see a layer which is added on the right hand side. Here in this case you can see major contributors to this 33% drop in transaction, and these factors are bucketed under the three areas: acquisition, engagement, and conversion. You can simply open up these areas and see the factors that affect the KPIs in a major way. So if I talk about the acquisition area, then the visitor type, returning visitor has affected more of the transactions, noon-based transactions, the device type, which is desktop, organic medium has not performed well. In this manner, you can see the areas that haven't worked in the engagement side and in the conversion side. Additional feature that I wanted to talk about is the feature of portability. So we are giving portability feature of exporting this view of anomalies in your document, and hence you can export this in the PDF format. We actually are working on this feature, and this feature will be available very soon. So that is all from my side, Sarim.
Well, everything makes so much more sense now, Rakesh. After this comprehensive presentation of the topic, including a very clear example, let's move to the questions and answers section concerning the questions we have received from you all, listeners of today's webinar. So the first question is, how is the change of KPIs calculated, Rakesh?
So for the KPIs, we are calculating the absolute percentage change, whereas for the dimension values for those KPIs, we are calculating the relative percentage. So when I say KPIs, absolute change for the KPIs, it is related to the conversion rate, transaction and visits. When I say percentage contribution, relative percentage contribution, it is applicable to the dimension nodes, for example, the country dimension or the R dimension and their respective values.
Brilliant. The second question is, what other KPIs are included in this solution then?
So far, we have worked on the conversion rate and revenue, but there are lots of KPIs on their way to be included in the solution. Some of these are the average order value. There is average order value, and apart from that, there is shopping cart abandonment rate, and there are lots of others.
Okay, Rakesh. And another person is asking, can I export these data points in Excel and play with them?
As of now, we haven't given an functionality of exporting the data points in Excel, but yes, in future we may give additional portability facilities where they can play with the data the way they want.
Great. The fourth question is, how do I use this tool? This is the question.
To use this tool is relatively simple. It is, as I said earlier, it is 100% JavaScript based solution, and we do not store any data. All you need to do is just fill up a 3 fields form and just authenticate or authorize your Google account, and you can straight away get data from your e-commerce profile on the fly in few seconds.
Thanks, Rakesh, for all the information you have provided us today. Before concluding, I just would like to remind you all a couple of things. Firstly, please make sure you spend few seconds to answer the poll that has just been released on your screen. Secondly, our next 30 minutes webinar, which is scheduled for the 10th of September 2013 at 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. In the next webinar, we'll talk about the Price Discovery Engine. This tool helps e-commerce stores to identify products for which pricing can be improved, as well as suggest price points increment opportunities. A JavaScript-based implementation allows easy implementation of this product. So we'll explain how an e-commerce retailer can make use of Lift Suggest and generate opportunities to gain additional margins for their e-commerce stores. You can find additional info at www.tatwig.com/webinars. So you're not going to miss it, are you? Great. Thank you all for attending this webinar. We really hope it has been a valuable and interesting experience. Feel free to contact us for questions, doubts, or any other information. Don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Google+, and Twitter. And please remember to mention the hashtag TatWigWebinar to share info about the webinar on Twitter. All the best, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the day.